What's going on, everybody? We are back with another reaction video. This one is a new channel that just popped up on my For You page for YouTube. Uh, this video looked very interesting. The Art of Heel Turns by Graps. So let's check it out and see what's going on.
What's going on, shitheads? It's your boy, Graps, your favorite wrestling, shit-talking steak figure here. And once again, we are back with the useless rambling, okay? Shouts out the brand
Shout out to
PC
useless rambling.
and the
That's
whole
what
lot
I
of
do on my
that,
videos, too.
If you hear that little fan annoying shit noise, we still working on that. That's the computer. We still mixing the vocals, know what I'm saying? But we in a whole new world now, okay? No Will Smith. But hi, my name's Adrian, and I like wrestling.
I like this a lot. I like the aesthetic. This is really cool.
Okay, so first video of the new era. You already know how we start in this. And no, it's not boom, okay? But bam, it's 2009, and I'm a little muddy DJ, okay? I don't know shit. I was basically just born into this world. Like, I started a Fallout 3 playthrough, okay? I'm on my gaga goo goo shit. I was a big Rey Mysterio kid, right? I really envied the kids that got the Rey Mysterio mask, the ones when he was coming down and he would give them
Oh,
one.
yeah, dude. I would have died to have one of those. Real talk. I would have probably killed somebody to have one of those. That's a joke, but like reality, I wanted one so bad as a kid. I mean, as an adult, I still want to be given a mask by Rey Mysterio. I feel like that's like it's like an honor, a wrestling honor.
Fuck them. I said it. Fuck them kids, okay? But look, anyways, big Rey Mysterio kid, right? And I was a big fan of his friend. I was a big fan of his friendship with Batista, and I love this big guy, little guy dynamic that they had, you know. And I was rooting.
I agree. It's one of the best dynamics in wrestling. Is like cruiserweight versus with a giant. It's one of the best dynamics in wrestling, and Rey Mysterio and Batista did it perfectly. It's like Enzo Amore and Big Cass, great team. Separate, didn't have the best runs with WWE, but together, great team.
Rooting for them. Now, growing up, you know, I didn't have the luxury of a Peacock or a WWE Network, so yeah, I grew up in the era of what I like to call pay-per-views. You know what I'm saying? And back then, yeah, you had to buy that shit to watch it, unless you know you go on the totally legal websites to watch them. You know, now me personally, I didn't really know how that shit worked, so I never did it because I was terrified of the government.
I didn't figure that out until like this year that there were websites for that. And I'm glad I figured it out. Let me say that. You might be able to see there's one right there. But yeah, I got it bookmarked, ready to go.
Government kicking my door down and arresting me and my mom, and yeah, that would suck. So I just waited for Raw to see the results the next night. I vividly remember waiting to see who won this Fatal 4-Way at bragging rights, okay? I was hoping either Ray got it or my guy Batista's winning this. So spoiler alert, Undertaker won. But that ain't even what the results were really caring about. The video I'm watching, it showed Batista telling Rey Mysterio he's gonna hurt him. And Batista proceeds to beat the living shit out of Rey Mysterio. He choked him, threw him, beat him to a fucking pulp. And I am watching all of this at the age of 7. But this is why heel turns are so great, okay? Roll the thingy.
That's crazy.
Now look, okay, I'm not gonna baby y'all. If you watching this, you know what a face is and you know what a heel is, okay? You got the good guys, the bad guys. So a heel turn is when, you know, a good guy becomes a bad guy. Wow.
I had to explain this to somebody the other day. Because I accidentally, unironically, said somebody turned heel as a joke, and somebody asked me if that was like a slur, and I was like, no, it just means they turned into a bad guy. It was like it's wrestling terminology. It was hilarious though. I didn't think I'd have to explain that because in my mind, in my circle, it would have made sense. And I was outside of my usual element. But it is fun to use wrestling terminology just in your everyday life. I do it frequently without ever thinking about it.
And I'm not gonna lie, these are some of the coolest moments in wrestling, okay? Now, as a
They
kid,
really
of course,
are.
I hated that shit. Batista hated him. Because not only did he turn on Ray, but then he beefed with my hero, orange shirt Cena. Said he hugged up on fat girls. Stupid promo. But there was a turning point for me, right? I was like 12 when the infamous chair to the back shot happened.
I remember the Shield turn. Boy, that was a devastating night. Devastating. That one hurt my soul. Oh, because I hated the Authority. I was getting tired of them. I was like, the Shield's gonna be the one to take them down. And Seth Rollins turned, and I was, oh man, that made me so mad. Oh, I hated Seth Rollins for years after that. Even after they had like a whole redemption arc and they got back together, I was still like, Seth's gonna do it again. I hate Seth Rollins. Now I don't hate him as much, but yeah, that heel turn, boy, changed my perspective on a lot of things.
The shot from the chair to the fuck y'all, okay? When Seth turned on the Shield, okay? Look, I was a big Shield fan as a child.
Yeah.
I thought they were the coolest guys ever. But Seth, though? Yo, 2014 Seth, let me holla at you real quick. This was the first heel turn that I actively rooted for. When Seth put the chair to Roman's back, first off, jaw dropped, okay? But this was my era of being a young teenager of, ooh, I'm rooting for the bad guy because it's cool. Fuck John Cena. Let's go, Cena? Nah, boo that man. He sucks, okay? Now, Seth Rollins to me, that was the coolest guy ever in 2014. And you couldn't tell me shit. First off, this man was able to fucking go in 2014. Putting on bangers with the entire roster, okay? And he had what I like to call young swagger. You see, because I was in this young fuck the good guys because I think I'm cool era. So only 3 things appealed to me, sadly, all right? And that was 1, the public opinion of the IWC because I wanted to fit in with random
What's crazy is I wasn't even like aware of the IWC. I spent a lot of my time off the internet, especially when it came to wrestling. I have just now sort of, like within the last year and a half, been involved with the IWC, and most days I hate it. But I go back every day. I go back every day. But the IWC is if you're not involved, I would say shy away from it. It's some dark pockets in there. Some cool people, but some dark pockets.
Grown men that I did not know. 2, wrestlers that had swag and had the hardest aesthetics about them. All right, which I mean, I still give a fuck about that. But and 3, that my streaks on Snapchat were sent every morning and every night. All right. Now
Not
this was
the Snapchat streaks.
I don't even know where it started. Look, y'all know the story, okay? When Chris Jericho picked up that clipboard and he said, "Why is my name on the list?" and it showed the list of KO and it pans to Kevin's face. I think I was like 14. Yeah, I was like, my 14-year-old heart could not handle that shit, bro.
That was the list of Jericho might be his greatest contribution to the WWE outside of Money in the Bank. Honestly, the list, such a good moment, such a good meme. I kind of missed that version of Chris Jericho. That was a good version of Chris Jericho. The one we got now, need to get out. Apparently Fozzy is ending touring and his return is imminent. I don't know. We haven't seen a lot of Brian Keith or Big Bill, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, when Kevin Owens turned on Chris Jericho, honestly, huge pop from me. But I was sad that like that era was over of them working together. Was a huge Kevin Owens fan.
So invested in this story, and I really love this combination of these two characters. All right, to me, they were the best thing about Raw during this time. But these are perfect heel turns in my opinion. Look, like it took a great story, and it led to a good payoff with Jericho and Kevin having their Mania match. Even though it wasn't for the main title, and they didn't main event like they wanted to. The Seth Shield heel turn led to Seth and Roman being mortal enemies. Like 11 years later.
What's crazy is like that's one of the few heel turns that has stuck and has continued on throughout the years, where Roman still doesn't fully trust Seth, even if they're fighting on the same side. And that is insane. That's how crazy that heel turn was. Such a good moment. So one of the best heel turns, in my opinion, of all time.
Right now, a bad heel turn, that could be really shitty. Why on God's green earth our earth
yeah, they should have never broken them up, bro. They 100% should have never broken. They were so good together. They were over with the crowd, fun to watch. They weren't the best wrestlers of all time, but they were entertaining, which is, World Wrestling Entertainment. It's in the name.
With blue skies and Kid Cudi singing beautiful hums in my ear. Why would you ever split Big Cass and Enzo Amore? Let alone split them up before they could even win tag titles.
Yeah.
Like, huh? Now, I know Enzo is Enzo, okay? And we've seen the Simon Gotcha video talking lovely things about him. But back then, bro, these motherfuckers were over. Like, I was a huge fan of these dudes. And low-key, not even low-key, high-key, they were the biggest and most over tag team in a while. Like, I can't think of a team that was as over as these guys. The whole SAWFT soft shit, like, come on, bro. They had the crowd doing their promo before they could even come out. That shit was...
The crazy thing is, I don't know, you might not have seen the video, but there was one time where their mics cut out and then just mic didn't work. The whole crowd just did their whole chant and they followed along with it. The entire stadium did. That was insane.
It was so fire. You cannot tell me otherwise. My only issue comes with when promotions do heel turns for the sake of just doing heel turns. Like, clearly they had no idea about what to do for Big Cass or Enzo. Big Cass booted Enzo and went literally nowhere. Enzo got booted down to 205 Live, and that shit went absolutely nowhere. Like, what was the point? Now, of course, I could talk about the historical heel turns like Stone Cold joining Vince at WrestleMania, which also went fucking nowhere. Or when Hulk Hogan...
Bro, that one literally went nowhere. That one was... Like, he held the championship or whatever, but, like, Vince was such a non-factor afterwards. It was kind of crazy. Now, the Hogan heel turn was a cultural experience. That one changed a lot of things.
Joined WCW and formed the NWO. Now, I can't lie, the impact, crazy. Shook the business forever. But fuck Hulk Hogan. There's only one heel turn that I want to talk about, okay? Alright, people, I have tricked you all. This was just a ploy to talk about the John Cena heel turn. I'm sorry. Now, shock factor, of course, 10 gold stars. But where the fuck The Rock been at? Like, they barely mentioned him, and we got this whole moment literally because of The Rock. But I don't know, it just seems...
Bro, he's voicing my exact sentiment. It's like, what was the point of this heel turn if there's been no payoff? Zero payoff so far. And to all the people who are like, he's supposed to ruin wrestling. That's the worst idea I have ever heard in my entire life. If the goal is to ruin wrestling, what's the point of wrestling? If he wants to ruin wrestling, just stop wrestling. Like, just putting on subpar matches in main events. Like, I'm just gonna go watch it somewhere else. I'm gonna go watch other people wrestle. It's not drawing me into the company. And The Rock has been such a non-factor with all of this. It's almost insane. Like, even The Rock said he had no idea where this was going, and they just did it. Like, I'm so glad that Cody wasn't the one to turn heel on this, because The Rock literally had no vision for either of them. He just wanted one of them to do it. And they got their wish. Or he got his wish, I guess.
Seems like he kind of threw the lob up to Cody and was like, yeah, he's yours now, buddy. I don't know. Now, this is the only heel turn on the list that we haven't really seen the payoff hit just yet. But hey, we'll find out.
I don't believe
Mania,
there
right?
is a payoff.
Fingers crossed this shit drops before Mania. Currently, it is April 7th, the week before Mania.
Oh yeah,
okay, John Cena's.
Yeah, we know what happened now. we're quite behind on this one. I didn't realize it was that far behind, but
heel turn to
great
me
video
is
so far.
Very, very special, and I'm gonna tell you why. As a young little Padawan, there were only a few things that were able to make me cry outside of my family. That was B.O.B. Whenever I heard B.O.B. versus Bobby Ray. That shit is such a niche song. I pray one of y'all heard it before. That shit is beautiful.
I've never heard that.
The Prayer by Kid Cudi, a 50 out of 10 song. Kid Cudi, the GOAT. Thinking Sully got shot in Uncharted 3. That was a big one. I'm gonna lie. Naughty Dog, you almost had to see me respectfully. When Sully got shot, yo, my heart shattered. And lastly, any harm going into John Cena's direction. I've said it before and I'll say it again. John Cena is my GOAT, my role model. If John Cena wanted to shit on my floor, I'd let him. The point is, if someone wanted to harm my GOAT, I'm there front line swinging. So when John Cena did not have the upper hand and he got humiliated or lost or whatever, gang, that shit fucked me up. When John Cena got fired by the Nexus, I cried on my mom's chest. When John Cena was feuding with The Rock and The Rock called him a bowl of Fruity Pebbles, I cried tears because people were laughing at him. So seeing this man 10, 12 years later, right, and you know, he's grown, he's taken his L's and his beatdown, and you know what? Hey, me too, John. We both have grown. So when John Cena cut that promo saying how he's tired of the crowd treating him like shit, you know what? Yeah, that makes fucking sense. He's human. I would have got tired by the second week y'all booing me, respectfully. But more importantly, I think this is just a very special moment, and not even just wrestling history, but our history, okay? We rarely see things be built up for over a decade, really, to lead to something and have a good payoff, right? You know, we got the MCU with Avengers and Endgame or whatever, but John Cena turning heel after, like, what, 15 years? This is special. But it really depends on the next
It is a special
and that, ladies and gentlemen, is... The payoff has to be worth it. Specifically for the Cena heel turn. Cena to me has to win this title at Mania.
We know, obviously, he does win this title at Mania. And in reality, as disappointed as I was by him winning, there's the only way to validate his heel turn was him beating Cody. Now the payoff, I don't know. I don't see Roman challenging Cena. I don't see that as a match in his future. I don't know if Cody takes the belt back either. As much as I love Cody, I don't think he should be the one to win the belt. But I honestly just don't even know where this is going. And it's been so boring that I haven't cared to try to think about it. So the payoff has been booty cheek.
And he has to go on a run with it. Not only cementing himself in history, but because if Cena is champ, we get to see payoffs and feuds and dynamics we thought we would never see. And this is our last year to finally see it. A face, Punk, and heel Cena, face.
I hope we get these down the line, right? We've got until December. we've gotten Randy and Cena. We got R-Truth and Cena. R.I.P. R-Truth. But I don't know if we get, CM Punk or AJ Styles. I don't know. Right now, it doesn't seem like it's in the cards, which is unfortunate. Gunther might. I have a feeling we might see Gunther challenge for it. But with Money in the Bank coming up, I really don't know. I have a feeling the Money in the Bank ending is going to be Seth Rollins winning Money in the Bank and cashing in on Jey Uso the first chance he gets. Or he could play it out, but I think he's going for Jey. I don't think he goes for Cena.
AJ Styles and heel Cena, a face Randy and heel Cena.
There we go.
Like, this is reality, okay? So the payoff for this story has to be worth it. And I think that's one of the biggest things with heel turns, right? You could have them happen, shit, maybe even just for a cool moment, But you need to have a plan. What comes after the heel turns are what really justifies the heel turn. But if someone turns heel, they need to be the baddest son of a gun for a while, okay? Not no big cats run, no. I'm talking about Kevin Owens slamming Sammy in the ramp and then killing NXT. I'm talking about Roman teaming up with Paul Heyman and running goddamn wrestling. Danielson calling Eddie Kingston a bum to make Eddie step up. Seth creating the monster that was Roman Reigns and making each member of the Shield become the biggest wrestling stars in the world. Heel turns need to have just
things about the Shield that blew my mind for a long time is there were there's a period of a couple years where every single member, or at some point, one member of the Shield was a world champion, which is crazy. Like Roman held it for a long time, obviously, but Seth had it. And then Mox had he still has the AEW World Championship. But I think at the time when we were really looking at this, he was the New Japan champion. But crazy amount of, I guess putting those three together elevated all three of their careers to heights that nobody would have ever expected. Because if you watch like early Seth Rollins, I like him, but he's not going anywhere. Like he's a heavy metal kid. That's it. That was like his whole character, and he was like incredible in the ring, right? I'm not taking that away from him, but as a character, was bad. I don't even remember Moxley's. But Roman was like okay. He was just a dude. He was just a Samoan, and that was like it. So I'm glad that they've like evolved with the Shield and become the top stars that they were meant to be.
Justified payoffs. A moment is cool, but some substance after lasts a lifetime. And I feel like heel turns now, they're definitely becoming cooler and starting to have meaning with them, from Cena to The Rock to Chad Gable turning on Sammy. That shit was dope. Don't forget about that.
Oh, I forgot about that. I did forget about that.
Just last year turning heel again. Fucking awesome.
Kevin Owens was good.
Heel turns have definitely seen an uprise, in just quality and payoff and just substance in general, which as a fan, I love to see. Shouts out wrestling. But more importantly, shouts out you. Thank you, lovely people, for attending my Grab Talk. If you liked what I had to say, why not leave a like and drop a comment on some of your favorite heel turns? I'm actually interested in hearing what y'all got to say. And last but not least, y'all, subscribe to your boy, man. We is on the road to 3K. Like, hey, join the Grappy Cord, the Pro Grabs Discord. First link in the description below. I love you all so deeply. First vid on the PC. Thank you all for watching. I still don't got an outro, so I'm gonna leave y'all with the Pro Grabs out.
W video, great video. Pro Grabs. If you're watching this reaction, amazing. I love the style of this video. It's fantastic. We will be watching more Pro Grabs. Gonna drop. Already subbed. Sweet. Already dropped the sub. Drop them a like. I'm gonna have it linked down below. Make sure to go watch it for yourself again. 2.5K views, awesome. Good job, bro. It's really good work. But yeah, the art of the heel turn is the follow up. And with the Cena heel turn, there has been a lack of follow up. There's been a lack of story. Just kind of throwing random things in here and there to make something up. And that's what's been so negative about this Cena heel turn is he turned heel for almost nothing. And there were possibly better stories out there, but here we are. It just is what it is. Yeah, thanks guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Show some love to Pro Graps. He definitely deserves it. Worked hard on this. You can tell.